What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. Let's go over the charts. Let's see if they're going to actually get one more high for the traditional markets, such as the Dow Jones, S&P, so on and so forth. We're going to take a look at the Dow Jones first. Then, of course, we're going to get into Bitcoin. A lot of people asked on the last couple videos for ICP. So we're going to look at ICP coin, and then we're going to look at Ethereum and Litecoin at the end. Those are very old charts. We'll see how they're playing out. But anyway, if that sounds good to you, make sure you take a second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know where you think the markets are going. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want daily updates. So, well, not every day, but like I said, I'm trying to get back to about at least 3 a week. We'll see how that works out. Maybe shoot for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Although this Friday, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but nevertheless, let's go over the charts. Let's look at what's happening. So this is an old Dow chart. This is a 4-hour. And we were looking at this. Let me zoom out a little bit on the daily so you get a better look here. So we were looking at this as a possible ending diagonal, right? With E being up at, as you can see, it's A for your first touch, B, C, D, and E would be 44.5-ish. Remember, though, E does not have to go all the way up to the top. It can end anywhere in here. Could have already ended. But nevertheless, what we'd be looking for next, let's go into the 4-hour. And what we're looking for next is if we break this bottom trend line here, about 38.5, somewhere in that range. Obviously, this is an ascending trend line, but if we break that, your target's going to be about 34.7. And as you can see, that would break through this lower right here. That would break through this lower trend line here. If we break through that, that's going to be resistance. So what would we see? Maybe something like this. You know, if it breaks here, come down, hit that target, come back up, retest, and then continuation to the downside. What does that look like in a macro? Well, those of you that have been around watching charts, especially crypto, watching crap coins shoot to the moon and then crash down, what does that usually look like? Let's put this in the monthly and let me know what you think. So this is, whoops, the Dow. I don't know why I did that. This is the Dow. As you can see, just pure euphoria for, 50 years. This thing is looking ready to retrace. Here was the Great Depression down here. If you go back into any of my past videos, I got a comparison with the Great Depression till now. But you can see it down here. Now, thinking that this thing is not going to retrace in a big way is absolutely insane. Of course, we could go up to that 44.5 range, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. Let's see if it retraced just down to the 236 for here. If we've already topped, you'd be looking at about 31.8. Then you got the 0.382 at 25.8, and then you got the 0.5 at 20.9, and then you have 14.8 to 16.5 for your golden pocket zone. That's a pretty big correction. And that's probably not going to happen in a day, a week, or even a month. That's probably going to be over a few years. But the problem is, all people with all their retirements and all that are just going to watch it continuously go down. Now, if you were around for 2008, for the great financial crisis, I remember, the older guys that were ready to retire watching, the market may go down 30, 40%, but watching their 401ks go down 70, 80%. That's pretty scary stuff. Have they recovered by now? Yeah, but when they were looking to retire back then, it didn't matter because, that's 20 some years later, which I think this is going to be the same way. So depending on your age, do you have time to wait, or is it better to be patient and try to get in the markets at the bottom? You make that decision. Before we get into Bitcoin, if you guys have not checked out Prime XBT, they are a sponsor of the channel. Awesome exchange, guys. You can trade on margin. You can trade gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, Forex, whatever you want to trade, all from one exchange. And if you use my link below, you can get a 20% deposit bonus. So say you put in $30,000, you would get a $7,000 bonus to use towards your margin. Also, 25% discount on the trading fees. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. I'll leave a tutorial up top for you guys to check it out. It kind of explains how to put trades in. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. So if you guys have been around, back here in May, I gave you this short zone between 69.1 and 71.5-ish, right? We got a couple little wicks above, but we got into that short zone again. Now, if we break this short zone, I think that'll be pretty damn bullish. But when I say break, I don't mean a wick above. I mean open and close at least a daily, looking for a 2 or 3 day candle to really verify. But otherwise, as long as we're below this, guys, this still remains my count all the way down to anywhere from 3,500 to 9,700. Is that crazy to you? Let me know. I do not think so. Let's zoom in a little bit here, though. Let's see where we're at. Looks like we're in a rising channel now, right? Still playing on this fib, the 59.5 fib, which is also a high volume node, as you can see here. Let's stretch it, see if that moves. The high volume node actually for this area here is around 60.7. But remember, we can come up and break this golden pocket zone. If we do, we'd be looking for that 65.5 range for a rejection. And then that being just this being wave 1, 2, this being the wave 3 all the way down here. This being just another count of wave 1, 2, and then you get your third and your fourth and fifth wave so far, or so forth, right? So my targets still remain in the medium term here between 40.3 and 43,000. I believe wave 3 could get us as low as 27.6. And then, of course, a bounce from there. Now, everybody thinks it's going to be one red candle is what I'm trying to say. That is not. This, if you look at the timing on this, I mean, this ends in... It's not even on here. Sometime in 2025 or 2026 when we actually bottom. So anyways, let me know what you guys think of Bitcoin. Do you think it's going to see new all-time highs this year because somehow the markets do? But either way, guys, when the markets come down, just understand Bitcoin, I don't care how much people tell you that it's a store of value, it is safe, it is... no matter what, when the markets crash, even gold, silver, everything drops. Bitcoin itself is still a very, very high risk asset. Them are the first things to go down when the markets crash because people got to pull it out, sell it, get the money to cover their liquidity in other stuff. So just be careful on that, guys. And let's take a look at Amazon compared to the Bitcoin bubble, right? I showed you guys this, the tops and the bottoms, how it all works. Obviously, they're not exact, but you got your 3 tops just like you did over here. I do think we could see something like this ending in possibly 2026 to 2029. Either way, it's a long ways down if this does play out like this. So let's take a look at Ethereum. Same thing, guys. With all these altcoins, you know, there's always a new one that everybody's all about. Right now, it's Solana. You know, every year for the past 7 years I've been into this. Wait, 7? 8 years. There's always some kind of poop coin that, you know, here's how it works, right? They get the investors to invest in the initial coin, right? That really, most of them really serve no purpose. They have a white paper that tells you it does all kinds of things, but literally it is... you get a group of investors, right? They invest in the coin. They take the guys that created the coin, take that money and they pay influencers to push it, right? As high as they can. And then the people that initially invested just start dumping on heads when it reaches high. We see that with a bunch of them. And then 90% of the time, they never reach their new all-time high again. They just kind of fizzle out and die. That happens with most altcoins, and I think the same is going to happen with this stuff here. So anyways, Ethereum, my target as of right now, this bottom trend line is about 19. Actually, you can move it up, it's ascending. So about 1900, and if that breaks, looking at about 1500. Obviously, you guys know my lower targets down here. Nothing has changed there. Litecoin, same thing. We had this target from when we broke right here. Let me show you. This is actually when I put this target in, right? This was once we broke here back in November 21, right? Looking for it to get down to this 1570. Still looking for that, maybe a little bit higher. But anyway, let's say 20 bucks to make everybody happy, right? But once we break this, I think that's where we're headed down to. Could it go further? Absolutely. What would that target be? Let's take a look, and then we'll take a look at the ICP. That would get down to negatives. So that would mean it died. So let's look for, same thing I've been saying over the years, between 7 and 20 bucks, somewhere in there. I still believe that's where we're headed. ICP. So if we take a measured move of this descending triangle right here, bring it down to where it broke down, that gets you a target of $1.52. That would also line up if it hits sometime in the end of next year, or actually, what is going on here? Oh, this is just a daily chart, so maybe in September. But I obviously I don't think it's going to happen that quick. Although it could if the markets take a crash, it could get down here pretty quick. But that's my target. I had a lot of people asking about that. Could you look at this in a bullish way? Yes, you could put this top trend line up top. Say once it hits here and breaks out, but really that would only get you up to approximately 15 bucks again. Obviously, you could make a lot of money if that did happen. If it, came down, retested the bottom here, and broke up and over. But it wouldn't go much higher than that. And if you look, let's put that back over there. That would line up kind of close with that 12 to 15 bucks, this high volume node right here. So that's what I'm looking at with ICP for those of you that ask if you have a coin you want to look at. But if you look at this thing, just a fizzling out, dying out piece of garbage, right? And I can remember when there are a lot of big influencers, crypto influencers, telling you ICP was fine, it was safe. That was right here. So the investors probably had, the coin guys took the investors' money, paid a bunch of influencers to get one mass pump out of it to take some exit liquidity and continue on down. That's how 90% of these coins work, if not more. So be careful out there, guys. Much love. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget, take a second out. Smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Check out, I'll leave that tutorial here too for you to look at how to place trades on Prime. So again, guys, thanks. Don't forget to tune in. Hopefully Friday I'll have time. Again, I'm not 100% positive. I'm getting a generator hooked up, whole house generator. So we'll see what happens, or how quick they get it done, whatever, whatnot. Anyways, have a great one. I'm out.